Never in his wildest dreams did this guy expect to wake up with a gorgeous stranger lying right beside him. And somehow, he could still remember every single text his ex had sent him. Stunned, I grabbed my phone and checked the calendar. Holy crap. Had I actually been reborn? Everything hit me at once. Memories of my past life with my ex, Zhao Jia, came flooding back. And this time, I wasn't making the same mistakes twice. Without a second thought, I fired off a breakup text right then and there. The moment I hit send, a chime rang out in my head. The system had activated. Host resolve detected. Unwavering. Congratulations, host. The dream come true tycoon system has been successfully activated. Confused, I pulled up the interface to take a look. I froze on the spot. Apparently, I was now earning 10 cents every single second. And then I saw the starter pack. When I opened it, I could barely keep a straight face. Inside was 10 million yuan in cash, along with a brand new electric sports coupe everyone would kill for, plus a starter critical hit card and something called a friendliness scanner. Was I dreaming? Or was this actually real? It wasn't until my phone buzzed with a bank deposit notification that it finally sank in. I just hit the jackpot of a lifetime. I turned to look at the girl still sound asleep beside me, and out of curiosity, I aimed the friendliness scanner right at her. Yu Xiao, 25 years old, 5'5", a 93 in looks and a 94 in figure. Friendliness value, 60, basic acquaintance status. Every detail of her profile was laid bare for me to see. Except one number stood out as oddly intriguing. A privacy value of 1. I tapped on it, and that's when I realized it tracked how many people she'd been intimate with. Turns out, I was her first. Well, that explained a few things. It actually lined up perfectly with my last life. That night, I couldn't reach Zhao Jia, so I went to drown my sorrows at a bar. And that's exactly where I'd run into her, drinking alone. Even though I was her first, her friendliness value was stuck at 60, which told me she definitely hadn't fallen for me at first sight. Right then, Yu Xiao stirred awake. She let out a sigh, gave a bitter little laugh, and shook her head. Drinking with you turned out exactly the same as last time. You really are a born lover boy. Before she'd even finished, I'd already pulled her right back down. Since we were apparently speeding down the highway at the time, the system triggered a bonus reward, a skill called Silver Tongue, and I couldn't have been happier about it. Let's just say I unleashed a storm on her. And we'll leave the rest to your imagination. Cut to the next morning. I woke up to find a note on the pillow and a so-called cuddle buddy beside it, and honestly, I was a little thrown off. The note read, "Thanks for the great time last night. I had a lot of fun. Consider these your fair share of chips." Wait, had Yu Xiao just paid me like some kind of companion? Too bad she hadn't left her contact info. Either way, I didn't have time to dwell on that right now. The 5 critical hit cards the system had given me were way more important. According to the system, as long as I spent under 1 million yuan, I could earn a cashback multiplier of up to 50 times. If the system was giving me a second shot at life with a built-in cheat code, then this time around I was going to carve out my own legend and become a tycoon whose name everyone would know. There was still some time before the big corporations took off, so my priority right now was clear. Knock out system tasks, grab every reward I could, and the moment pre-IPO shares opened up, go all in. By then, forget financial freedom. I was going to become the daddy of every public company out there. Right as I unlocked my new car and was about to take it for a spin, a girl suddenly stepped in front of me. "Hey, is this your supercar? My drain's clogged. Could you come over and fix it for me?" Before I could even respond, my friendliness scanner kicked in automatically. Chun Liqui's friendliness value was already maxed at 90, borderline obsessive, and her privacy value? 28. That number alone sent a chill down my spine. I practically sprinted to my car, and only once I was safely inside with the windows up did I dare speak. "Sorry, but joining a lineup of 28 other guys? That's a bit too crowded for me." And with that, I floored it and got out of there, leaving Chun Liqui standing frozen, completely baffled. Who was this guy? How could he possibly know she'd been with 28 boyfriends? Meanwhile, I pulled up to a real estate agency. The moment a sharply dressed male agent saw me step out of the car, he sneered. "This kid's probably just here to show off. Not worth my time. Let the new girl handle him." He shot a look at the new hire, Xiaoxia, who immediately got the message and walked over with a warm smile. "Welcome, sir. I'm Xiaoxia from Lianjia Realty. How can I help you today?" I nodded. "Show me a few good properties." Ever the professional, Xiaoxia asked a few questions and led me straight to the VIP room. Watching her practically vibrate with excitement, the male agent shot her a smug, mocking grin. "Don't blame me later, Xiaoxia. This industry's got plenty of unwritten rules. Not every walk-in is worth your time. You'd better learn how to spot a real customer." Meanwhile, inside the VIP room, Xiaoxia started walking me through the listings. "These are all fully furnished, smaller units, and pretty affordable. What do you think, sir?" I told her cheap places weren't really my thing. "Show me something around the 1 million range instead." Xiaoxia immediately pulled out her work tablet and started searching. Watching her fumble through listings was honestly kind of endearing. About 2.5 minutes later, she finally remembered to ask if I had any preferences on location. Seeing her so flustered, I didn't show even a hint of annoyance. Clearly, she was still new at this, but hey, everyone starts somewhere, and honestly, I liked that she wasn't putting on an act. "Find me something in a spot that'd attract good tenants. Skip the cheap, paper-thin units, though. Basic or full furnishing, either's fine. Got it, sir. One moment. While she searched, I quietly ran the friendliness scanner. Turns out she'd skipped college and gone straight into work. Tough life. After some digging, she pulled up a few solid options. Sir, take a look at these. They're all near prime commercial districts. 10 minutes walk to a mall. Decorated in styles that are trending right now. Prices range from 800,000 to just over $1 million. I took a quick look at the tablet. This girl actually had a sharp eye. Every listing landed between 800,000 and just over $1 million. Not cheap enough to look bad, not so expensive it was absurd. Too bad my starter critical hit card capped out at 1 million. Noticing my frown, Xiaoxia, her voice suddenly tense, asked nervously, Mr. Jiang, is something wrong? If you're not happy, I can find you something else right away. I shook my head. The truth was, picking listings in the 800 to 900,000 range wasn't exactly efficient. If I could land a 10 times multiplier, just think how much I'd be leaving on the table across 5 properties. No way was I leaving that on the table. I pointed at the listings priced just over $1 million. Is there any room to negotiate on these? If you can get them all down to exactly 1 million each, I'll take all 5. Hearing I wasn't upset, Xiaoxia relaxed. I can definitely try negotiating. Are you sure about 5 properties? And if I manage to get each one to exactly 1 million? Yes, and I'll pay for all 5 in full upfront. Xiaoxia's eyes went wide. You mean cash, all at once? That's right, full payment. And once it's done, I'll have you handle the rentals too. Her mind started racing. Between the sales commission and the rental fees, that would be huge. Xiaoxia looked at me like I'd hung the moon. I'll make this happen for you, I promise. Meanwhile, the male agent who'd been eavesdropping turned green with regret, practically wanting to slap himself. Who could have guessed this kid was secretly a hidden tycoon, ready to drop full cash on 5 properties at once? An hour later, the branch manager came over, all smiles. Sir, Xiaoxia and I have worked it all out. 5 properties for a total of 5 million. And your agency fee comes to 1%. Here are the transfer contracts and agreements for your review. I signed without hesitation. I trusted Xiaoxia. Next time I buy more, I'll come straight to her. Xiaoxia's eyes lit up. This deal alone would net her a 2% commission. After the company's cut, she'd still walk away with 40 to 50,000. And he was coming back for more? Just who exactly was this guy? The moment I activated my starter critical hit card and sent the payments through, the system lit up like a string of firecrackers. Starter critical hit card activated. Congratulations, host, you've rolled a 35 times multiplier for a critical bonus of 35 million yuan. And on top of that, the maximum multiplier 50 times for an additional 50 million. I had to fight to keep a straight face. Thank God I'd held firm on that 1 million price. Otherwise I'd be kicking myself right now. Looks like Xiaoxia was my lucky charm. Spending 5 million through her had just netted me over 200 million. And on top of that, the system guaranteed 70,000 yuan a day in passive income. Life with a cheat code was way too good to pass up. So this time I decided I was going to do whatever I wanted. I asked Xiaoxia to step aside with me for a moment. The branch manager immediately pulled her aside with a smug grin. Tonight, Mr. Jiang just made you a 5-property commission. You know what to do, right? Xiaoxia's mind immediately went somewhere else entirely. Blushing, she worked up the courage to ask, Mr. Jiang, maybe we could get to know each other a little better first? I blinked, totally lost. Get to know each other? How? Just give me your account number, so I can pay you what you've earned. Xiaoxia looked startled. Wait. You're paying me extra, on top of everything? I kept a straight face. You're my lucky star today. To make sure our paths keep crossing, I have to send you a little something. Xiaoxia finally got it, and felt a little embarrassed for letting her imagination run wild. But the moment her phone buzzed with a notification, 350,000 yuan, just deposited, she practically threw her QR code at me. Her friendliness value jumped straight to 85. Mr. Jiang, how about we exchange contacts? Let me treat you to dinner as a thank you. Watching her adorably eager expression, I couldn't help but laugh and shake my head. 350,000 yuan had just jumped her friendliness value from 51 to 85. A superpower really was a superpower. After we exchanged numbers, Xiaoxia's mind started to wander, realizing for the first time that Mr. Zhang's side profile was actually pretty handsome. If he wanted to hang out tonight, well, she wasn't entirely against the idea. Not long after, while boarding a flight, I ran into my high school's prettiest girl, Zhou, the city's famously wealthy young heiress. Back in school, she'd been chauffeured around in luxury cars, and her status alone was enough to scare off most guys. But Zhou never acted entitled. She just quietly focused on her studies. Back then, I'd been so wrapped up chasing after Zhao Jia that I'd never paid her much attention. I'd heard that sometime in our second year of high school, her family's fortunes took a hit, and after that she started walking to school like everyone else. A little while later, Zhou pointed at the seat next to me. I'm sitting right beside you. What a coincidence. I raised an eyebrow. The moment Zhou sat down, some creepy guy in glasses sauntered over. Well, hello there, beautiful. Looks like I'm sitting here too. What an honor to share a flight with you. Watching this guy strut around like a peacock on display, I couldn't help but laugh. I pulled Zhou over and slid into the middle seat myself. The glasses guy turned green with anger. Hey, buddy. I don't think that seat's yours. I'm with her. And since when do we owe you an explanation for anything? Shot down but undeterred, the guy shamelessly turned back to Zhou. So, gorgeous. What brings you to the Magic City? Work? I'm guessing. Zhou answered, then turned to me. Jiang Cheng, what about you? Nothing better to do at home. Figured I'd go check it out. Oh nice, so it's a vacation. Right then, the glasses guy couldn't resist jumping back in to flex his Magic City knowledge. I actually know the Magic City really well. Right after graduation I traveled there myself. I'm Qianshin. Nice to meet you both. Just a heads up, gorgeous. The Magic City's got plenty of tourist traps, and hotels are basically ground zero for getting ripped off. Luckily, my dad booked me a great place with full butler service. I could treat you guys to a meal there later if you want. Zhou was completely done with him at this point, basically tuning him out entirely. Seeing this, I casually chimed in. No need. My room comes with the same kind of service. We're good, thanks. Ignored by both of us now, the glasses guy still pushed on shamelessly. So which hotel did you book? Exactly? Aminyanjian, I replied flatly. Wait, you mean the Aminyanjian, that ultra-luxury resort that lost 3.3 billion? I've stayed there before, but even their priciest rooms don't come with butler service. As far as I know, he shrank back a little. Oh, I see. Maybe it's because I booked one of the courtyard villas. 80,000 yuan a night just for a villa. Jiang Cheng, I had no idea you were loaded too, Zhou said, eyeing me in surprise. Please, like you're exactly broke yourself. Zhou gave a bitter little smile. I'm hardly a rich kid anymore. Even back when my family was doing well, we still couldn't have afforded one of those villas. Realizing I'd put my foot in my mouth, I quickly steered the conversation toward old school memories, and soon enough, I had her laughing again. I let out a breath of relief, crisis averted. But then I checked Zhou Ying's friendliness value, and it caught me off guard. Most classmates topped out around 65, but hers was already at 75. Had Zhou Ying been keeping tabs on me this whole time? Before long, the plane landed, and we stepped off together. My personal butler, Wang Yuyan, was already waiting at the gate with a sign. I turned to Zhou Ying. Where are you staying? I can give you a ride. It's fine, she said. It's not on your way. Don't worry about me. I'll just grab a cab. Get in, Zhou Ying. No need to be so formal with me. Butler Wang, take my friend to Fudong first. Of course, sir. Off in a corner, the glasses guy stood there grinding his teeth as he watched Zhou Ying climb into my car. His fragile little heart was already shattered. Still, he muttered to himself. Somehow he had to find a way to rescue her, and who knows, maybe she'd be grateful enough tonight to. But the moment he saw Zhou Ying arrive safely at her hotel and add me on WeChat, that fantasy was completely dead. His hero fantasy had officially flatlined. Half an hour later, I was sitting in a chair, about to head off for a shower, when my butler suddenly started helping me undress. Worried I'd get the wrong idea, he quickly explained, helping you change is part of the standard service, sir. Though your underwear, you'll have to handle yourself. What really threw me off was that apparently massages were part of the package too. And honestly, I had to admit, it felt pretty nice. If there was anything else. Wait, what the hell was I even thinking? I'm a respectable gentleman. Damn it. Right then, my butler spoke up. Mr. Jiang, the Aminyanjian is hosting a high-end event tonight. For a VIP guest like yourself, this is an opportunity not to be missed. So I headed off with him to the auction. The moment the security staff spotted the black card in my butler's hand, they snapped to attention. Good evening, Mr. Jiang. My butler then took his leave. Enjoy your evening, sir. As soon as I stepped inside, I heard the auctioneer's voice over the speakers. This piece is one of just 10 ever made worldwide. A Frank Muller, opening bid at 15 million, with a minimum increment of 500,000. I looked at the watch and thought to myself, sure, it's 15 million now, but give it 3 to 5 years, and on the resale market, it'd skyrocket to a jaw-dropping 25 million. Passing up a deal like that would be criminal. So without hesitation, I bid 15.5 million. The price quickly climbed to 18 million, but my opening bid had already sent the whole room into a buzz. A bunch of the Magic City's rich kids came over to introduce themselves. Hey there, name's Qin Fun. Mind if I get to know you a bit? And I'm Wang Zheng. So this was the Magic City's #1 rich kid. What was he doing here? Actually, that bidder number 8 earlier was my proxy. Looked like you were really into that watch, Brother Jiang. You into luxury watches? I shook my head. Wouldn't call it research, just doing it for fun. Qin Fan burst out laughing. Wow, that's a first. A new guy to the watch scene, and you're already dropping over 10 million without blinking. Honestly, someone like you, I feel like I should have heard of you before. You look kind of young though. I just got to the Magic City yesterday, starting college here soon. Qin Fan's jaw dropped. Wait, you're only 18? Okay, that's actually wild. Don't tell me your family owns a literal gold mine. Anyway, Brother Jiang, let's hang out sometime. Right then, the system chimed in. Notice, host level has increased. You now earn 1 yuan per second. Well, at this rate, my monthly income had just jumped to over 2,500,000, which meant over a year I'd be pulling in at least 30 million, an astronomical figure to most people. For me, though, it barely covered the basics. Right then, a familiar figure appeared in front of me. You Xiao Xiao? What are you doing here? She raised an eyebrow, then gave me a teasing look. I only looked out for you back then because I thought you were some broke student. Turns out you're loaded. I am a student, though. Fine. But I'm in the mood for some company again. What do you say? The auction's basically wrapping up anyway. I booked a courtyard villa here. Want to grab some tea? Yu Xiaoxiao licked her lips. Sure. I've had enough drinks for tonight anyway, but you'd better do even better than last time. Right then, a long-haired man came storming over, fuming. Yu Xiaoxiao, stop right there. He grabbed her by the wrist. Turns out he was her ex-fiancé. Zhang Yu? Yu Xiaoxiao. Don't forget. We were supposed to get married. Have some shame. You went and slept with my best friend. And you've got the nerve to bring up marriage? Did getting hit by a scooter knock something loose in your head? Zhang Yu sneered. Save the excuses. We had an engagement banquet. You're marrying me whether you like it or not. Disgusted, Yu Xiaoxiao snapped back. Don't make me sick. You don't even like me. You're just clinging to me as a cover so nobody finds out about your little secret. Aren't you? Right then, the system popped up a prompt. Host, you have two choices. 1. Quietly slip away like a ninja and receive a 250 yuan reward. 2. Walk over and slap Zhang Yu across the face. Twice. I gave a contemptuous little smirk. System, are you kidding me? Do I look like the kind of guy who'd just walk away? Then choosing option 2 also comes with a triple body enhancement card, full upgrade, all around if you know what I mean. Host. The moment I heard that, I could barely contain myself. What was I waiting for? This was way too good a deal to pass up. Without another word, I raised my hand and landed a resounding slap. I hate guys like you, dragging society's morals through the mud. Not satisfied, I followed up with a few kicks for good measure. Zhang Yu screamed in shock. Where the hell is security? Can't you see I'm getting beaten up? At his shout, the hotel staff scrambled over in a panic. He hit me. Didn't you all see that? But the security guards just stood there, unmoved. Zhang Yu shouted furiously. All of you, just wait. I'm calling the police myself. And you, he turned to a staff member. I'm filing a complaint. You can forget about keeping this job. Yu Xiaoxiao tried to reassure me. Don't worry, if he calls the cops, I'll just say he was harassing me first, and you stepped in to protect me. That's all. I raised an eyebrow, surprised. I hadn't expected her to cover for me like that. Suddenly, a commotion broke out not far away. A man wielding what looked like a kitchen knife was waving it around wildly, cursing nonstop. My wife is in there cheating on me right now. Don't you dare hide behind customer privacy and tell me I can't go in. Clearly, this guy had stumbled onto something shady going on. Before he even finished, screams started erupting all around us. The crowd by the elevators scattered like spooked sheep, surging straight toward where we were standing. I've only got one demand, the man shouted. Either you drag that cheating couple out here, or I'll cut down everyone in this lobby. Right then, the system chimed in again. Emergency detected. Host, another choice awaits. 1. Grab Yu Xiaoxiao and get out of here. Fast. Reward, 300 yuan. Or 2. Step up as the hero of the moment. You'll get a 5-point looks boost plus a bonus martial skill. Sure, that would mean saving that jerk Zhang Yu too. But for the sake of all these innocent bystanders, it looked like it was time for me to step in. Not that the skill had anything to do with it, of course. I immediately activated the triple power-up card I'd just earned. Instantly, I felt completely different, stronger, steadier, more in control. The next second, I was already in front of the attacker, faster than he could even react. I caught him off guard with a single blow that sent him flying clean across the lobby. Yu Xiaoxiao stood there, jaw dropped. Not only was this guy a billionaire, he was a total badass too. Absolutely smoking hot. The crowd started buzzing with whispers. The police arrived shortly after and took the man away. The captain came straight up to thank me personally. Sir, thank you so much for stepping in. If you hadn't stopped him in time, today could have ended in tragedy. Out of nowhere, Zhang Yu jumped back in, yelling, Officer, I want to file a report. This guy just attacked me. Everyone here can vouch for it. This guy's dangerous. Don't let him fool you. The captain turned to the crowd. Is what this man's saying true? Without a moment's hesitation, Yu Xiaoxiao stepped forward. Officer, that's not what happened at all. As she spoke up in my defense, I happily noticed something. Her friendliness value had jumped all the way to 90. Looks like this little hero moment had this girl completely won over. Taking the chance, I pulled Yu Xiaoxiao close and whispered reassurance. Don't worry, I've got you. That jerk Zhang Yu won't dare lay a finger on you again. So this was just a relationship dispute. Then, the captain said, best if you all sort it out among yourselves. Zhang Yu lost it. Misunderstanding. You're covering for him. The hotel cameras caught everything. Watching him refuse to back down even now, my expression darkened. This guy had hurt Xiaoxiao and was still running his mouth? Perfect opportunity to try out the system's new bad luck card on him. Quietly, I activated it on Zhang Yu. The next moment, his face went pale, and he completely forgot about us and bolted straight out of the hotel. Meanwhile, I walked Yu Xiaoxiao back to the villa. The moment we got inside, she insisted on checking me over for injuries. Come here, little brother. Let big sis make sure you're okay. I gave a small smile. A guy like that couldn't hurt a hair on my head. Blushing, she insisted. Still, let me check carefully just to be sure. Then, hesitantly, she asked, Are you bothered that I used to be engaged to someone like him? Of course not. I just feel bad you had to put up with a guy like that for so long. It was an arrangement my grandfather made while he was seriously ill. To put his mind at ease, I agreed to the engagement with Zhang Yu. Turns out he wasn't even straight, and he'd been sleeping with my best friend behind my back the whole time. I tried to comfort her. You've been through so much, Xiao Xiao. But from now on, I've got you. Touched, she asked, Jiang Cheng, you really don't mind? I mean, you're really okay keeping things between us casual? Inside, she thought to herself, Jiang Cheng was the first man who truly had her. Sure, her feelings for him weren't deep yet, but a relationship like this felt far more freeing than a serious one. Pulled her into a hug. Silly girl, of course I don't mind. From now on, just let me take care of you. Delighted, Yu Xiao Xiao gave me a quick kiss. I know. The next morning, two housekeepers cleaning the villa side to each other. Kids these days sure have a lot of energy. If my husband had even half that stamina, I wouldn't need to show up to work this punctually every day. After breakfast, I was lazily scrolling through my social feed when I spotted our class president, Li Sudong, showing off his 18th birthday gifts. I turned to Yu Xiao Xiao. Hey Xiao Xiao, mind if I borrow your legs for a photo? I want to celebrate turning 18 too. Confused, she asked, Wait, is it your birthday today? Nope. Everyone on my feed's posting their coming-of-age gifts, so I figured I'd join in for fun. Yu Xiao Xiao struck a sultry pose without missing a beat. Go ahead, snap away. One shot, two shots. Even though I'd already gotten well acquainted with those legs, the sight still made my pulse race. I posted the pictures, and within minutes, some classmates were practically dying of envy. That's just cruel. Suddenly that 20,000 yuan watch our class president's been flexing doesn't seem so impressive anymore. Yeah, and that apartment my mom bought me suddenly feels like nothing too. I want a girlfriend with legs like that too. Some lonely guy in the corner whispered, quietly tearing up. What does a real girlfriend even look like? Meanwhile, I'd already arrived at the Ferrari dealership. Good day, sir. Welcome to the Ferrari sales center. Happy to assist. Would you like a tour of our lineup? No need. Do you have any cars in stock I could look at? Yes, right this way. Let me show you around. Just then, not far off, there was a couple, and the greasy middle-aged man checking out a car spoke up. Suwan, if you think this car looks good, I'll just place the order right now. Mr. Huang, please, you're far too kind. A car's a big purchase. The decision should really be yours. My opinion really doesn't matter here. Of course it matters. Your new show's about to start filming, and I'm planning to pick you up from set every day. Naturally it has to be something you like. As he said this, the man tried to sneak a touch in, but Suwan smoothly slipped out of reach. Really, there's no need, Mr. Huang. Our filming schedule's all over the place. I couldn't possibly trouble you for rides. But if you could help me land the lead role, I promise I'd give it everything I've got. The man jumped right on that. As long as you agree to my terms, the lead role is yours, no question. He reached out to pull her closer. I stared at her face. It suddenly clicked. I came here to look at cars and ended up watching a whole drama unfold. Wait, was that Suwan? A few years down the line, she'd become one of the entertainment world's hottest rising stars, famous for an unforgettable poolside scene that broke the internet. Fans affectionately nicknamed her Queen Wang. All right then, settled. You like this car? We'll put the deposit down right now. Let's go grab a drink to celebrate. Suwan pushed his hand away again. Mr. Huang, my opinion really doesn't matter here, and I have a company meeting waiting for me. That set him off completely, and he immediately turned threatening. Some nobody actress giving me attitude? Listen here, Suwan, either you keep me company, or this whole investment deal is off. But Suwan didn't budge. Mr. Wang, whether you invest or not, my answer isn't going to change. So go ahead. Do whatever you want. Right then, the system flashed a notification. Special task triggered. Help Suwan out of this situation. Complete this to earn Suwan's willingness to sign a contract, plus a special bonus reward. Get her to sign with me, huh? But just saying it wouldn't mean much. How was I supposed to convince her I actually had the financial backing to pull it off? With that in mind, I called out loudly on purpose. Hey, I heard there are certain requirements to buy one of your La Furla models. Is that right? Quite rare, yes. The La Furla is a limited edition model. Buyers need to prove their financial standing, and per company policy, you'd need to already own 5 of our vehicles and qualify as a returning customer first. So I guess I'm out of luck then. The salesman paused for a moment thinking, well, if you're really set on the La Furla, there might be a way. Sometimes orders get delayed for so long that allocation slots open up for other buyers. The deposit would be significantly higher than a standard order, though. Would that be something you're okay with? Ah, I see. As long as I can get one, I'll pay in full right now. The salesman's jaw dropped. Did this guy even realize what he was saying? People thought twice before buying that car at all, and here he was, casually offering to pay full price for the top-tier La Furla. Sir, the La Furla's base price plus customization fees comes to at least 20 to 30 million. I gave a faint smile. I know, no problem. Then please give me a moment. I'll go get our manager. A short while later, the salesman returned with a sharply dressed, middle-aged man in tow. Manager, this is Mr. Jiang. Standing beside the manager, I noticed a familiar face, Chin Fun, from yesterday's auction. I heard someone wants to pay full price for a Ferlari La Furla, so I came to see for myself. Brother Jiang, of all people, guess fate keeps bringing us together. I gave a casual nod. I haven't got a plate yet around here, so figured I'd just pick something up. Casually picking up a La Furla. Huh, you've got it made, Chin Fun said, his tone laced with a hint of envy. Seeing that Wang Zhang knew me, the manager standing nearby instantly broke into a smile. This is Master Chin's friend, Brother Jiang Chong, who he just met yesterday. Take a look at the limited edition Frank Muller on his wrist. Won it at yesterday's auction for 18 million. Looks like you've struck gold with this one, old Wang. The manager sucked in a sharp breath. Mr. Jiang, it's an honor to have you choose our brand. The financial verification is just standard procedure. If you can casually drop over 10 million on a watch, a car is obviously no issue. I'll get the paperwork started right away. Su-won thought to herself. Most rich kids got maybe 100,000 a month in allowance, with anything over $1 million being rare, and their net worth usually capped at a few tens of millions. But this Mr. Jiang? He was clearly playing in a whole different league, probably even beyond that. Her thoughts were cut short by the leering middle-aged man. Little Wan, forget the cars. I'm not in the mood for shopping anymore. Come have a drink with me, keep me happy, and we can talk about the investment. Mr. Wang, I really do need to get back for a company meeting later. Su-won, I'm being nice here, and you're still dancing around me? Let me put it plainly. Either you clean yourself up and wait for me, or you can kiss your career goodbye. Stop pretending to be above this. Know your place, and don't act all high and mighty. Your call. With that, he stormed off, leaving me to step in and call out to Su-won. Miss Su, I'm Jiang Chong. I couldn't help overhearing your conversation with your investor. Sounded pretty unpleasant. But don't worry about it. If he won't invest, I will. Su-won's eyes lit up instantly. Are you serious? At the same time, she thought to herself, this guy was clearly way wealthier than Mr. Wang. With Wang pulling out, going back to the company empty-handed would have been a real problem. Keeping someone like Wang happy just wasn't something she could bring herself to do, and turning him down might genuinely cause trouble for the company. I do have somewhere to be today, though. Let's discuss the investment details tomorrow. Of course, Mr. Jiang. I'll wait to hear from you. Would it be all right if we exchanged contact info? After swapping numbers, I headed over to the Renha restaurant. Jiang Chong over here. Their crab roe rice here is a house specialty. You've got to try it. And this scallion braised duck and fish head too, plus this stir-fried greens. I walked straight up to Yu Xiao and wrapped an arm around her slender waist, leaning in to whisper warmly against her ear. Honestly, the only thing I want to eat right now is you. Yu Xiao felt her knees go weak. Blushing, she gently pushed me away. Easy there, little brother. Last night wore me out enough already. Let me rest a bit. I suppose that's fair. But only if you call me something nicer. Fine, hubby. Let's take it easy today. We can pick back up tomorrow, she said, planting a quick kiss on my cheek. I like that name. Alright, I'll let you off easy for now. Oh, by the way, do you know Su-won? Su-won? She's one of our company's actresses. Why do you ask? I told her everything that had happened at the dealership. Jiang Chong, you've got a thing for Su-won, don't you? I wouldn't say that, we just happened to cross paths. What do you think of her potential? Yu Xiao thought it over seriously. Honestly, the company hasn't really invested much in her. But she's got real talent. Plenty of potential. If you're interested in her, Jiang Chong, I can help make it happen. As for me, well, you can come find me anytime. I won't mind, really. I reached over and patted her head. Don't be silly. Whoever it is, you or anyone else. As long as they're mine, I'll always take good care of them. Got it. Okay, so, are you planning to invest in her right away? Yeah. I want to sign her and back her financially. Yu Xiao hesitated. Su-won's current contract hasn't expired yet. Signing her could mean paying a few million in breach fees. And to sign her properly, we'd also need to set up a new company. Don't worry about the funding, Xiao. Once the company's set up, you'll run it. I won't get involved in the day-to-day, and I'm happy to give you a stake too. Privately, I thought to myself, with the system backing the funding, she'd be a breakout star within 2 years, and that would pay off big time. Yu Xiao shook her head firmly. No, that's too much. Even once the company's running, I'll just handle operations. I absolutely can't accept shares. Just pay me a good salary, that's enough. To herself, she thought. Sure. Jiang Chong clearly had money to spare, but running a whole company for him, going from department manager to head of operations, that level of responsibility alone was already more than enough for her. And as for pay, she figured he'd never offer less than she was already making. Watching how easily satisfied Yu Xiao was, I shook my head. Xiao, you're way too easy to please. There's really no need to keep things so formal between us. Jiang Chong. Before I met you, my life felt completely pointless. Every day I'd wake up just to be pressured into marriage. You're the one who showed me what it feels like to actually care about someone. Being with you is the first time I felt truly alive. I'm happy with what I have. Right then, my phone buzzed. A message from Su-won. Sorry to bother you, but I just wanted to confirm something with you, Mr. Jiang. What time should we meet tomorrow, and where? Guess my new project couldn't wait to get started. The next day, I drove over to pick up Suwon. As soon as she got in, she greeted me politely. Good afternoon, Mr. Jiang. Where to? Lujiazui, the Baiwe Hotel. Once we arrived, we found a quiet spot to sit, and I got straight to the point. That show you were about to film. How big's the budget on it? Suwon laughed a little. You're joking, boss. If it had real money behind it, there's no way I'd be landing the lead role. It's just a small web series, low budget. The company's only put up 5 million for it. Hearing that number, my interest immediately dropped. 5 million? What were they even going to make with that? Noticing my reaction, Suwon quickly pulled out the script to explain. I know it's low budget, but the returns are solid. There's no way it loses money. And honestly, the story itself is great. I really think this has potential. Boss, why don't you take a look at the script first? I waved it off. No need. I'm just here to invest. Seeing her stunned expression, I added, if it'd put your mind at ease, I can transfer the investment to you right now. I pulled out my phone, ready to actually do it. Suwon waved her hands frantically. No, that's not what I meant. I'm just really surprised, that's all. Inside, though, she was thinking, I've been in this industry for years. I've seen plenty of rich idiots throwing money around, and plenty of guys pretending to be big shots. But a guy offering to wire money on the second meeting? She'd never even heard of anything like that. Then I added, there's one condition, though. You'd have to switch over to my company. Suwon gasped. You want to sign me? But I'm just a mid-tier actress. I don't even have a real breakout role yet. And I'm still under contract. Signing me would mean covering my breach fee, and it's not exactly small. But I agreed to cover it without a moment's hesitation. Suwon was completely thrown. She wasn't naive. Nobody just hands out career-changing opportunities to some no-name actress for nothing. She understood that perfectly well. Sure, Mr. Jiang was undeniably handsome, and if something were to happen between them, she wouldn't exactly be losing out either. A handsome guy and career resources? Wasn't that basically winning the lottery? The moment that thought crossed her mind, Suwon shook her head hard. No. Suwon, what happened to all those years of holding your ground? How could she even think about compromising herself for a few extra resources? Pushing the thought aside, she asked instead, so, do you already have an entertainment company? Not yet, I told her. But say yes and I'll have one registered by tomorrow. Xiao mentioned you haven't exactly been valued over at Tianyu. Don't worry about the breach fee, I'll handle it. And I can guarantee you that for the next few years, every resource the company has will go straight to you. Seeing how serious I was, Suwon studied me carefully. Meanwhile, I checked the system. Her friendliness value was sitting at 50. Not even friend territory yet. If I tried anything inappropriate now, she'd obviously refuse. And even if she forced herself to agree, it'd be reluctant and meaningless. Not worth it. After a moment, I said seriously, don't worry. None of my talent will ever be pressured into doing anything unsavory. Though privately, I added a footnote, except for the boss, obviously. Suwon could hardly believe what she was hearing. Her friendliness value shot straight up to 60. She knew exactly how rare this was. In an industry like hers, getting backing and protection without having to compromise herself? Where else would she ever find a deal like that? She started to ask something formal, but I cut her off with a grin. Calling me boss feels way too distant. Just call me bro. It's friendlier. Confused, Suwon asked, okay. Bro, how old are you exactly? When I told her I was 20, she looked puzzled. Wait, that's not right. Weren't you about to start college? Shouldn't you be 18? I looked her over with a meaningful expression. Oh, you meant my age. Here I thought you were asking about something else entirely. Suwon's face turned bright red at that. Inwardly, she cursed. What a sly little flirt this boss was. Once all the dishes had arrived, Suwon spoke up. Boss, this meal's on me. After everything you're doing for me, I really don't know how to thank you enough. I replied, if you really want to thank me, just give it your all on screen. Becoming a huge star, that'll be the best repayment I could ask for. Right then, the system chimed in too. Congratulations, host. Suwon's signing intent secured. Reward is being processed. Task reward, 25% equity in Hengqin Investment Group. Note, host may visit Hengqin's headquarters for an inspection bonus. Staring at the panel, I couldn't help but think, the system really did know exactly what I needed. With this, I'd finally have a way to explain my sudden wealth. Honestly, this had to be the most valuable reward I'd gotten so far. I figured I'd better give my parents a heads up first, to save myself the trouble of explaining later. After all, Hengqin Investment was already a major player in the industry, known for sharp investments and serious profits. I called my dad. Yeah, just got a dividend payout. About 600,000 this month. Honestly, even I hadn't expected things to go this smoothly. From the other end of the line, my mom gasped. 600,000? That's over 7 million a year. Old Jiang, is our son about to outdo you? Dad scoffed. Kid's just lucky. That's all. Mom immediately called him out. Oh, stop pretending. Who was just bragging to everyone about how successful your son's become? Anyway, Mom, Dad, Is there anything you two want? I'll bring it back with me next time I visit. I quickly changed the subject. But my parents just said, no need, son. It's the thought that counts. And remember, this is just the beginning. Don't let it get to your head. After hanging up, I turned to Soo-won. It's still pretty early. Want to tag along while I do a bit more shopping? She laughed. Sure thing, sugar daddy. Where to? The mall. You didn't bring much with you, right? If you're full, let's head out. Before long, we'd arrived at the Patek Philippe boutique. Walking in, Soo-won thought to herself, she'd figured this would be some place selling stuff for a few tens of thousands at most, but it turned out to be a boutique where everything started at 200,000. Guess just browsing meant something completely different to rich people. The moment we walked in, a salesperson greeted us. Good day, sir, welcome. Then Soo-won spotted a familiar face in the store. Senior Lin Ru. What a coincidence. Running into you here. Seeing it was Soo-won, Lin Ru asked, you here checking out watches too? Soo-won was about to say she was here with her boss, but caught herself, realizing it might sound a bit too forward this early on. I'm just here with a friend. Looking around, Lin Ru looked me over. Handsome enough, sure, but in this industry, good looks were a dime a dozen. What really mattered was net worth. Just then, the older man standing beside Lin Ru couldn't take his eyes off Soo-won, thinking to himself, this industry never runs out of beautiful women. Wonder which rising star this one is. Out of nowhere, the system pulled up Lin Ru's profile. The moment I saw his privacy value, 78, I just sat there, speechless. So this is what being a top star looks like, huh? Looks like this guy here has 77 companions in arms. Eye-opening, to say the least. Then the older man turned to Lin Ru, eager. Ru, who's this junior with you? Lin Ru replied casually, not even bothering to look up. She was my maid in that period drama I did a while back. Name something like Won, I think. The older man immediately pulled out a business card and handed it to Soo-won. I'm Wang Hai, I do film investment. If you're ever looking to get into a project, give me a call anytime. Lin Ru scoffed inwardly. This guy was hardly in the same league as him. When Lin Ru did a film, the investors themselves personally escorted him around. A small-time actress like Soo-won, on the other hand, was lucky to even get to pick out a watch for some investor, and probably had to keep him company at night too. Soo-won felt a bitter pang inside. That's just how this industry worked. When you're nobody, people can't even remember your name. But the moment you blow up, suddenly countless old friends come crawling out of the woodwork, and all those friends would do is shamelessly tag you on social media every day, hoping to ride your wave of attention. Holding back her feelings, Soo-won gave a quick thanks and stepped away to leave them to it. A moment later, a salesperson approached. Sir, is there a particular style you had in mind today? I said I hadn't seen anything that caught my eye yet, and asked what was currently in stock, men's or women's. Either was fine. The salesperson immediately pointed out, that 712 series the two guests over there were eyeing, we actually have that in stock. Though popular pieces like the Starry Sky model usually require a waitlist. The 712 series women's watch runs 380,000. If you buy now, we can offer it at the official retail price. Hearing the price, I thought it over. For my mom, I should probably go a bit higher end. Do you have anything in women's watches starting around 500,000? I asked the salesperson. Anything below that? Don't even bother showing me. Overhearing this, Ling Ru ground her teeth in fury. She'd put in so much effort just to get Wang Hai to buy her that exact watch. And this guy was calling it cheap. Even Wang Hai clicked his tongue quietly, pretending to flip through a magazine. I couldn't help but feel a little gleeful inside. Ling Ru, who normally walked around with her nose in the air, had just been completely deflated by a single sentence. Honestly, served her right, especially after calling Soo-won a maid earlier. Watching Soo-won absorbed in flipping through a magazine, I casually asked, you like this one? Soo-won quickly waved it off. No, just browsing. Couldn't afford it anyway. But the very next moment, the system flashed up a notification. Random task issued. Gift Soo-won a women's watch. Reward to be calculated based on completion. I couldn't help but think, these random tasks really were random. But honestly, this worked out perfectly, since I'd wanted to get her something to build the relationship anyway. So I said straightforwardly, if you like it, I'll get it for you. Seeing I was serious, Soo-won panicked a little. No, I'll buy it myself once I'm making money. Overhearing everything, Ling Ru rolled her eyes hard, muttering to herself. What a pathetic little show these two were putting on. If they kept just looking without buying, she'd make sure they regretted it. A moment later, the salesperson came back with a few watches. Mr. Jiang, these are all excellent pieces. Care to try one on? Wow, sir. This one looks fantastic on you. I turned to Soo-won. What do you think? It's nice. Just the strap's a little loose. Let me tighten it for you. Watching Soo-won focus intently as she helped adjust it, I couldn't resist teasing her. Tighter's better. I do like things tight. At those suggestive words, Soo-won's face flushed instantly, her thoughts spiraling. Wait, why did that sound so weird? She's only 18, surely he didn't mean it like that. Right? And this was already the second time in just one afternoon he'd casually teased her like that. While she was lost in thought, the system showed her friendliness value had jumped to 70. Seeing that sudden spike, I thought to myself, looks like when a woman says, no, she might actually mean yes. I turned back to the salesperson and said, I'll take both of these. Hearing both, the salesperson froze on the spot, and even Wang Hai and Ling Ru turned to stare at me, stunned. Together, those two pieces were worth at least 2 to 3 million, and I just bought them like it was nothing. Were they actually filming something for a show? I told Suwon, help me pick between these two. I'm getting one for my mom. After studying them carefully, Suwon pointed to one. This one's better for an older woman, elegant without being too flashy. The salesperson immediately jumped in to praise her choice. Excellent eye, miss. This one's set with 450 diamonds, totaling 2.5 carats, priced at 883,000. Then, turning to me, and the other one suits a younger taste, sir, and it's a bit more affordable too, just 850,000. I had Suwon try that one on right away. Once it was on her wrist, I deliberately raised my voice. This looks great. Way better than that 380,712 over there. At that, Ling Ru practically stomped her foot in fury. I told the salesperson, wrap up all 4 watches. As Suwon started to take off the one she tried on, I stopped her. No need to take that off. It's yours now. Suwon froze, then quickly protested. No, this is way too much. I can't accept it. I just smiled at her. It's just a small gift. Don't overthink it. There's nothing else to it. Besides, the bill's already been paid. No returns now. And honestly, my mom's getting up there in age. She'd get laughed at wearing something this youthful and sparkly anyway. So it's settled. We're practically going to be colleagues soon. Think of it as a welcome gift. Or are you saying you won't accept it from me? Hearing that, Suwon started to waver. Refusing her boss this many times, in front of all these people, wouldn't that be a bit much? She'd be working under him soon enough, and getting off on the wrong foot wasn't ideal. So she stopped resisting. Then, thank you, my tycoon boss. A moment later, the salesperson came over. Sir, your total today comes to 4,388,500 yuan. Here's your receipt. Please keep it safe. Thank you so much for your continued support of our brand. And here's a small gift, just for you. We hope you enjoy it. Watching me buy Suwon that watch only made Ling Ru angrier. Inwardly, she fumed. Some nobody actress wearing an 850,000 yuan watch? Ling Ru was clearly way more famous than her, and yet, the watch she herself was wearing was worth less. She turned to the salesperson sharply. They got a gift. What about us? But the salesperson said, I'm sorry, Miss Ling, but your purchase amount doesn't qualify for a complimentary gift. Wang Hai, without another word, simply turned and walked off. We'll come back another time. Ling Ru was furious. Everything had been going according to plan. First he'd buy her a watch. Then they'd have a candlelit dinner, and finish the night at a hotel together. And now it was all ruined. The salesperson asked carefully, so, Miss Ling, would you still like this watch? With her sugar daddy already gone, Ling Ru had no choice but to mutter, maybe next time. Meanwhile, on my end, the system chimed in. Task complete. Given the continued rise in Suwon's friendliness value toward the host, this task has received a top-tier rating. Congratulations, host, you've earned a random cashback multiplier between 1 and 3 times. Claim now. Inside, I was thrilled. Who knew gifting one watch would lead to something this good? Even with the worst possible roll, a 1-times cashback would still be over 4 million, basically getting 4 watches for free. And if I rolled 3 times, that would be an absolute jackpot. Couldn't wait. Claim it now. Roll it. Congratulations, host. You've rolled the 3 times cashback. A total of 13,165,500 yuan has been deposited into your account. The next second, my phone buzzed with a bank notification. China Merchants Bank, account ending 5456, 13,165,500 yuan received. Doing the math, after subtracting the 4 million I just spent, I was still up almost 9 million. Might as well get Suwon another small gift to keep building this relationship. We headed to a handbag boutique next. I asked her what kind of bag she liked, but before she could answer, I turned to the salesperson myself. Hey, what's the hottest style right now? Sir, these 2 are this season's bestsellers. They're flying off our shelves. Without missing a beat, I said, both. Charge it. Sir, your total comes to 120,000. You've automatically been upgraded to VIP status. From now on, you'll get early access to new releases and exclusive events. Watching all this unfold, Suwon could only think, wow, just wow. This boss had money to burn and absolutely no filter. Half an hour later, I pulled up smoothly outside Suwon's building. As she stepped out, she said, a little flushed, boss, with the watches and the bags, I really don't know how to repay you. We've been out for so long. Want to come up for a bit? I've got water or something stronger, if you'd like. Much to her surprise, I declined right away. A guy's got to look out for himself out there. Getting drunk just means letting certain people take advantage. After getting out of the car, I added seriously, I'm not joking around here. Get some rest. Thanks for spending the day shopping with me. I really appreciate it. As she watched my car drive off, Suwon was finally convinced. I genuinely had no ulterior motives at all. The boss was actually a good guy. With that thought, her friendliness value shot straight up to 80. I couldn't help feeling a little pleased. That friendliness value was climbing fast. 80 points was already entering something's brewing territory. Just a bit more, and a real breakthrough wouldn't be far off. Half an hour later, I'd just gotten back to the hotel when I heard Wang Yin greet me. "Welcome back, Mr. Jiang. Your bath's already drawn. Would you like to take it now?" "In a bit. Let me take a quick swim first." "Go ahead and pop a bottle of champagne for me." Standing by, Wang Yin thought to herself. She'd worked here for 3 years now, but the villa's premium pricing meant occupancy rates had always stayed low. They'd serve maybe 20 guests in a whole year, and someone like Mr. Jiang, booking a full week straight, was practically unheard of. A guest like this absolutely needed to be taken care of properly. A bit later, I asked, "Manager Wang, do you have anything on the menu that's particularly special, even if it's expensive?" A little confused, Wang Yuyan still walked me through their dining options. Chinese, French, Italian cuisine, all top-tier and premium. The real standout was the Italian restaurant's yellow croaker, and the Alba white truffle, which was another house specialty. Listening to her describe it, I recalled, I'd heard of yellow croaker before. A larger one alone could run into the millions, and Alba white truffles were priced by weight, several $100s per gram. Looked like that gourmet cashback card the system gave me would finally come in handy. After swimming a few laps, I started to feel tired, so I asked Manager Wang if she could give me a massage. At my request, Wang Yuyan's cheeks flushed slightly, but she nodded. "Of course, Mr. Jiang." She had me lie down on the bed, then slipped off her uniform jacket. She moved behind me, poured some oil into her hands, and got to work. I was honestly caught off guard. A full oil massage? I'd expected something much more casual. After a while, Wang Yuyan suddenly spoke up. "Mr. Jiang, our spa treatments here are something special too. Just close your eyes and relax into it." With that, she shifted position, and the sensation that followed left me even more stunned than before. There were services like this too, apparently. After a bit more, Wang Yuyan said, "Mr. Jiang, that's it for the session. I'll leave you to rest. Just call if you need anything. I'll come pick you up for the auto show tomorrow." I gave an awkward little laugh. Guess there really was no hidden menu after all. The next day, I arrived at the auto show. Looking around, I thought, that guy Chinfun had apparently bailed on me. But exploring solo wasn't much different. The Magic City's auto show really did pull out all the stops. Every major luxury brand was here, and the cars all looked sleek enough. But the prices? Surprisingly modest. The most expensive one here was only 2 million too, practically pocket change. After wandering around a bit, I spotted a few familiar faces. Wait, was that Zhang Yun, Suya, Li Sudong, and Cheng Jipeng? What were they doing here? Getting closer, I realized Zhou Ying was there too. Turns out her job in the Magic City was as a booth model. Right then, Li Sudong was being overly attentive to her. "What time do you get off?" "I'll come by then." Off to the side, Suya muttered sarcastically, "Zhou Ying's busy. Let's not bother her. Didn't she already turn down our invitation to the graduation trip? Guess Miss Eris just isn't interested in spending time with people like us regular folks." Zhou Ying caught every word of that bitter little remark loud and clear. Right then I walked up and called out, "Wow, what a coincidence. Feels like I'm back at high school. My whole graduating class is here." Everyone froze at the sight of me. "Jiang Cheng? What are you doing here?" "Old Jiang. I never heard you were coming." I raised an eyebrow. "What's that supposed to mean? Sounds like maybe you all planned something behind my back." At that, Li Sudong's expression turned awkward. He deliberately left me out of the graduation trip planning, and of all places, here I was. Meanwhile, Cheng Jipeng pointed at Li Sudong and said, "Heh, you'd better ask him about that." At the sight of me, both Suya and Zhang Yun suddenly flushed a little. "Jiang Cheng, it's been barely any time, and you look way more handsome than I remember. Seriously, did you secretly get some work done?" Even Cheng Jipeng came over and threw an arm around me. "Still a notch below me, sure, but even your voice sounds better. You didn't get your vocal cords done too, did you?" I just laughed it off. "Quit messing with me. So what brings you guys here? Anyway, shopping for cars." Suya pointed at Zhou Ying with a snide tone. "Like we could afford anything here. Just ran into an old classmate. Catching up." "Jiang Cheng, did you come specifically to see Zhou Ying then? She's a big-shot booth model in the Magic City now. Can't you see all those guys crowding around to take photos of her?" At Suya's words, Li Sudong suddenly got defensive. "Suya, what's wrong with being a booth model? Zhou Ying already said it's just a temp gig. Could you not be so harsh about it?" Seeing him react so strongly, Suya's expression darkened instantly. "What did I even say? It's not like Zhou Ying needs the money. I'm just surprised to see her here, that's all. Back in the day she was so untouchable and pure, and now she's dressed like this. I really don't get what she's after." As she spoke, the system pulled up profiles on both Suya and Zhang Yun. Seeing Suya's privacy value sitting at 30 caught me completely off guard. And her friendliness value toward me was already at 90? We'd barely even talked back in school. Poor guy. Apparently he'd been pining over her for years without realizing. Noticing my silence, Cheng Jipeng asked, "Old Jiang, you good?" I just patted his shoulder meaningfully. "I'm fine, man. You take care of yourself." "Alright." With that, I walked over to greet Zhou Ying. "Hey, Zhou Ying. Haven't seen you in a few days and you're looking even prettier." She exchanged a few friendly words back. And then I turned to Li Sudong. So, you guys are crowding around our resident goddess here. Don't tell me you're actually here to buy a car too? Li Sudong immediately bristled. If you don't know anything, don't run your mouth. This is the latest model, the most expensive one in the showroom. You think it's like buying some cheap electric car, where you just decide and go? I gave a mock-impressed nod. Wow, our class president really knows his stuff. Even for Ferrari models, huh? Egged on by the praise, Li Sudong got even more pumped, launching into a whole lecture. This is Ferrari's first mid-engine, four-wheel drive model, packed with cutting-edge tech, priced between 5 and 8 million after tax. Absolutely top tier. Watching this guy ride his own little high, I just chuckled. Wow, you know all that detail, and yet here you are, saying you're not here to buy one. As we kept bantering, Zhouing said, a bit helplessly, sorry everyone, but I'm working right now. Gathering around and being this loud isn't really appropriate. Maybe we could all hang out another time? Li Sudong stewed inwardly. This guy Jiang Cheng was obviously trying to embarrass him in front of Zhouing. No way was he letting that happen. So he struck a pose and said, Zhouing, honestly, I really did come here today to check out a car. I scored 625 on the college entrance exam, and my family wants to reward me with one. Could you recommend something? If it's right, I'll actually buy it. Zhouing said, honestly, I don't really know much about cars. Maybe ask one of the sales consultants over there, they'd know more. Li Sudong, conveniently deaf to that, replied, but it's just different asking you, you know? We're old classmates, no need to be so formal. Watching him cling on so desperately, I couldn't hold back a laugh. Ha! Class president, Zhouing already told you she's not the expert. If you're buying, just buy. Using car shopping as a pickup line, that's pretty old school, don't you think? Called out on the spot, Li Sudong nearly lost it. Jiang Cheng, since when do you get to butt into a conversation between me and Zhouing? Buying a car isn't like grabbing snacks from the corner store. Of course it takes time to research properly. You make it sound so easy. If you're so confident, why don't you go buy one yourself? I just shrugged it off lightly. Sure, why not? Then I turned to Zhouing. I teased on purpose. So if I buy this car, does it come with a free booth model? Zhou Ying's face went bright red instantly. Jiang Cheng, I had no idea you were such a jokester. Li Sudong burst out, furious. Could you two not do this right now? Zhou Ying's working here, you know? Right then, a sharp voice cut in. Zhouing, chatting on the clock the whole time, is that what you're paid 2,000 a day to do? You're not here to socialize. Startled, Zhouing immediately bowed. I'm sorry, sir. I'll be more careful. Watching her get scolded, I shot a look at Li Sudong. See what you've done? If you want to ask about cars, go ask over there. Now she's getting reamed out because of you. Li Sudong panicked instantly. Jiang Cheng, are you doing this on purpose? You've been standing here just as long. Go ahead. Tell us which car you're buying then. Before he could even finish, I'd already walked up to Zhouing and the supervisor. This car here might be priced modestly, but pair it with a stunning booth model like Zhouing here, and suddenly it's a whole different story. So, just one question. Does buying this car come with the model? The supervisor sized me up from head to toe, and his gaze suddenly snagged on my watch. Sir, if you purchase this vehicle, we'll absolutely arrange for the booth model to assist you. Without hesitating, I pulled out my card. You said it, full payment card. That move instantly set the whole room buzzing. Remember, the base price alone was over 5 million, and with the upgrades, it shot past 8 million. So you gasped. Jiang Cheng can just casually drop 8 million like that? But Li Sudong was still running his mouth. Jiang Cheng, quit putting on a show. Zhouing works here, you trying to get her fired? I couldn't help but laugh. Li Sudong, did you not just hear what happened? If anything, it's because of her that I'm buying this car. Right, supervisor? The supervisor, clearly no fool, raised his voice immediately. Absolutely correct. Esteemed customer, if the sale goes through, the commission will go entirely to Zhouing. The moment he said that, Zhou Ying's friendliness value jumped to 80. Supervisor, we had a deal, booth model included. I added on teasingly, glancing at Zhouing. And no pulling some excuse later about your card getting frozen or whatever. I'll be coming after someone if that happens. I pressed the card straight into the supervisor's hand. Pay it in full, keep it simple. Oh, and is this car limited? Could I drive it off the lot today? The supervisor quickly replied, don't worry, sir. It can absolutely be done. Please head to our VIP lounge and we'll get the paperwork started right away. A short while later, the transaction confirmation came through, and the supervisor beamed. Transaction successful. I'll get your paperwork sorted right away. Zhouing, take good care of Mr. Jiang. Watching all this unfold, Li Sudong stood there, mortified, his mind reeling. Holy crap, Jiang Cheng actually just dropped 8 million on a car? And here he'd been picking fights with the guy like an idiot. Chang Jipeng sighed in disbelief. Old Jiang, seriously, I never would have guessed. You've been a secret rich kid this whole time. How'd you stay so low-key back in school? Meanwhile, Suya's friendliness value shot up to 95, and she said, blushing a little, yeah, Jiang Cheng, I've never even ridden in a Ferrari before. Think you could take me for a spin later? But blunt as ever, Jiang Yun immediately shot it down. Jiang Cheng bought this car for Zhouing, and a Ferrari only seats 2. Where would you even sit? Suya exploded. What do you mean, no seat? The passenger seat's right there for me. Zhou Ying's got work anyway, and besides, since she's a booth model, I'm sure plenty of guys in luxury cars have already offered her rides anyway. Off to the side, I just stood there thinking, I haven't done anything and Suya's friendliness value just jumped again? Some people, honestly. I turned to Zhou Ying instead. Zhang Yun's right. This car really only belongs in seats like yours. Out of nowhere, Suya cut in. Zhang Cheng, I heard you broke up with Zhao Jia. That wouldn't have anything to do with Zhou Ying, would it? Privately, she thought to herself, if I can't have him, neither will you. Zhou Ying's heart skipped a beat at the news. Wait, Zhang Cheng broke up with his girlfriend? Wasn't he pretty serious about her? Right then, I stood up abruptly and pulled Zhou Ying close. I said firmly, my breakup is my own business. It doesn't have anything to do with anyone, including Zhou Ying. Though honestly, with looks like hers, what guy wouldn't like her? At that moment, Cheng Jipeng suddenly stared at my watch and gasped. Holy crap, Zhang Cheng, that watch has got to be over $1 million, right? This is insane. Came out to buy a car and you're rocking that too. Back in school you'd practically cry if we made you pay for lunch. I shrugged sheepishly. Well, we just graduated, right? Did decent on the entrance exam, and my family insisted on rewarding me. Couldn't really turn it down. With me having clearly come out on top here, Li Sudong scoffed. It's getting late. We should grab food before traffic gets bad. As they left, Suya asked if I wanted to join them for dinner. Maybe shop a bit afterward too? I politely declined. I've got plans tonight, but let's catch up sometime once I'm back. To my surprise, Suya took that seriously, brightening immediately. It's settled then. I'll message you once we're both back in Rongqing. Once they'd left, I told Zhou Ying to get back to work. I just keep browsing on my own. And right as she said, thank you, Zhang Cheng, I leaned in close and said softly, we're old classmates. No need to thank me. A bit later, a female salesperson hurried over. Sir, looking for anything else? This pink one here is a special edition our brand designed specifically for women. Comes loaded with safety braking, night vision, lane merge assist, and more. Listening to her run through the specs, I thought to myself, this would actually suit Xiao Xiao perfectly. How much for this one? I asked. Hearing me ask about price, she replied quickly. Sir, this is a fully loaded model, total price 9,500,000. If you purchase it, we'll throw in 3 years of free maintenance, as well. But before she could finish running through the perks, I cut her off. No need for all that, just charge it. The salesperson nodded furiously. Of course. I'll start the paperwork right away. Before leaving, I had one more request. One more thing. I'd like a proper handover ceremony for this one. At that, she puffed up confidently. Don't worry about a thing, sir. I'll make sure it's done up perfectly, full of fanfare. Please have a seat over here. But I told her, actually, no need. This one's a gift for someone else. Just get the paperwork done quickly. I'll send you the recipient's address afterward. Meanwhile, off to the side, a girl with a selfie stick was live streaming. Everyone, check out this pink supercar. You almost never see this color. It's the cutest thing ever. No girl could say no to this. Hey, any of you big spenders interested in grabbing one? What's that? Pink doesn't look good. Says who? That supercars have to be yellow or red. Let me tell you, if you gift this to a girl, you'll have her heart by sundown. Don't believe me? There's literally a guy checking it out right now. He even sat inside it a second ago. If we hit 3,000 likes, I'll go interview him live for you all right now. Let's get his honest opinion on the test drive. Right then, the salesperson hurried over. Sorry to interrupt, but are you here to order or just browsing? The streamer answered, just looking at this one. To her surprise, the salesperson followed up. Would you mind providing proof of assets? Then, the streamer's temper flared instantly. You need a financial check just to look at a car? She pointed at me. That guy just walked right in and sat down. What about him? But the salesperson held firm. My apologies, but this is just store policy. Watching the streamer's embarrassment, her chat exploded, with viewers egging her on to go interview the security guard at the door instead. Standing nearby, Zhou Ying took in the whole scene. She thought to herself, Zhang Cheng's clearly loaded 20 million dropped in under half an hour. Even back when her own family had money, she'd never have dared throw it around like that. 2.5 hours had flown by, and I stretched, feeling worn out. Finally, all the paperwork was done. That pink supercar was already on its way to Xiao Xiao. Now it was time to head over to the Ferrari dealership to grab my key. The moment I arrived, the manager already had everything ready. Mr. Jiang, here's your key. Oh, by the way, what are you planning to do about the license plate? Honestly, that had been bugging me. Ferrari offered plate registration, but since I wasn't a local resident, regulations meant I technically couldn't get a Magic City plate. Right as I was stuck on this, the system sent a notification. Random reward dispensed. License plate, Vanguard C111, has been randomly drawn at the DMV. A representative is en route to assist on site. Seeing this play out, I had to hand it to the system. It really did think of everything. Before long, someone arrived with the paperwork, speaking respectfully. Mr. Jiang, your plate is all set. We'll get the registration finalized for you right now. Staring at those letters, Vanguard C111. The manager was floored. A local Magic City plate? Even more unbelievable, the letters JC were the initials of the customer's own name, Jiang Chung. In all his years on the job, the manager had never seen a customer with this kind of pull. Noticing him deep in thought, I patted his shoulder. Don't overthink it. I just had the plate reserved in advance. The manager thought to himself, if you don't want to tell me the truth, fine, but did you have to insult my intelligence with a story like that? Reserved in advance, and they just so happened to draw a plate with your initials, plus a personal escort from the DMV? Of course, he couldn't say any of that out loud. Instead, he composed himself instantly. Mr. Jiang, you really do have incredible luck. Even your plate number carries such meaning. Truly impressive. About 2.5 minutes later, the technician bowed slightly. Mr. Jiang, the plate's installed. Seeing how deferential everyone was being, the manager sighed inwardly. Mr. Jiang had to be either the grandson of some provincial tycoon, or closely related to someone seriously powerful. There's no way an ordinary person gets treatment like this. A few minutes later, Zhou Ying gathered her courage and walked over. Jiang Chung, thank you so much for today. I'm about to clock out. Why wait for another day? Let me treat you to dinner. Just as I was about to say yes, my phone suddenly rang. It was my buddy Cheng Jiping. Jiang Chung, get over here and have a drink with me right now, or I swear I'm jumping into the Huangpu River. Reluctantly, but for a friend in need, I had to turn down Zhou Ying's offer. Apparently, Cheng Jiping had just gotten his heart broken. He needs someone to drink with. How about I treat you to dinner tomorrow instead? He got dumped? I thought he was into Suya. Not totally sure what happened, but I'd better go check on him. Sure. Let's catch up another time then. Before long, I made it to the restaurant. Hey, guess you're not jumping in the river after all. Quit the jokes. Just sit down and drink with me already. Cheng Jiping groaned. I just found out I've been a backup option this whole time. Not even the main backup, like a backup's backup. Jiang Chung, I'm absolutely wrecked. Su Ya's been treating me like her personal butler, but the second Li Sudong even glances at the bathroom, she's off after him like a puppy. I was honestly at a loss for words. Get to the point. Cheng Jiping finally came clean. I followed them out, and I caught them making out like nobody was watching. I'm heartbroken, old Jiang. I couldn't help but call it like it was. You two never even dated. What exactly are you heartbroken over? Even now you're roasting me. Unbelievable. Look, take it from me, Su Ya's just not it. Let her be Li Sudong's problem now. Who knows, maybe karma catches up to him eventually. Old Jiang, do you actually know something about her? At that, I came clean. A friend told me Su Ya's reputation isn't exactly clean. I actually hinted at this before, but you weren't having it. Yeah, my own fault for not catching on sooner. Enough talk. Let's just drink. 2.5 hours later, I poured a thoroughly drunk Cheng Jiping into a cab. Just as I was about to call for a designated driver, a woman with an unmistakable attitude walked up to me. Hey you, step away from my boyfriend's car. If you scratch it, you can't afford to pay for it. On instinct, I checked her status with the system. Her privacy value was 65. Without a word, I pulled out my keys and hit the unlock button. The woman's expression instantly flipped. Oh, right, my bad. I must have had a bit too much and mixed you up. But seriously, you look just like my boyfriend. Funny, you don't look anything like my girlfriend. Undeterred, the woman leaned in closer. You're hilarious, cutie. And your voice, wow, so nice. Hey, do you know how to drift a Ferrari with one hand? Want big sis here to teach you. I let out a small laugh. Anyone claiming they can one-hand a high-horsepower rear-drive performance car like this is just talking out of their keyboard. The woman's face suddenly lit up. Wow, you really know your cars. But you know what I'm really good at? Battle Royale games. I've got like 10 different strategies to carry us to a win. Want to squad up with me sometime? Watching her so eager, I replied, a bit dismissively, I'm strictly an MOBA guy. Battle Royale's not my thing. Right then, the designated driver I'd called arrived, and it turned out to be that same female streamer from earlier. Hi, I'm Xiao Ying, here for the designated driving. Wait, you look kind of familiar, cutie. Almost immediately, viewers in her chat recognized me. Wait, isn't that the guy from the auto show earlier? No wonder the salesperson was so polite. Guess he's actually a Ferrari owner. I'd noticed her stream too. Hey, with a face like mine, street-style modeling for you would run at least 250 an hour, you know? Realizing she might have crossed a line, Xiao Ying quickly swung the camera back. Sorry about that, cutie. I asked curious. So you're a streamer and a designated driver? During the day, whenever I've got free time I do designated driving. My main channel's outdoor streaming. Oh, mind if I film your car a bit? I shrugged. Sure, go ahead. The car's not exactly shy. At that, Xiao Ying immediately shouted into her stream. Everyone, you will not believe this. I just landed a designated driving job for a Ferrari SR90. This is literally the star car of today's whole auto show. Ferrari's fastest production model right now. 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Not to be outdone, the other woman piped up too. Hey cutie, I can drive too. And for free, if you'd rather ride with me instead. I felt a chill run down my spine. No, I'm good. I'm wary of anything free. I pulled out the car key and handed it to Xiao Ying. You good with supercars? Don't worry, big bro. I used to do car review content. I've driven all kinds of these. Oh, one more thing. Is it okay if I stream while driving? Camera'll stay on me, won't catch you at all. A little worried, I said, sure, whatever, as long as we don't end up in a ditch. Do you push yourself this hard every day? Not really, she said. Just happened that my auto show stream wrapped up and I had nothing else going on. Figured I'd pick up a side gig for some extra cash. Alright, let's go. Got it. Okay, everyone. Never thought I'd actually get to drive a Ferrari myself someday. This car definitely lives up to the hype. Just sitting in it gets me all worked up. And no, not like that, I mean nervous sweat, alright? It's a Ferrari. Gotta drive this thing with full focus. I glanced over at her stream. Her ID was Sister Chow, 79,000 likes. If her privacy value hadn't been showing as 0, listening to her ramble on with all that experienced driver talk, I might have actually believed she was some loose woman. Decent engagement, sure, but the gifts were embarrassingly low. Her top donor had only given 300 yuan. Her weekly growth score was over 8,000, which worked out to roughly 800 yuan a week in earnings. After the platform's cut, barely 60 a day. With over 10,000 followers and that little to show for it, no wonder she needed a side gig. Honestly, you might just want to stick with the driving thing. It probably pays better than streaming. At that, Xiao Yingying pouted. I don't really have a choice. I'm just no good at flattering big spenders, so I end up doing weird novelty stuff instead. Usually it's just showing everyone, like, epic traffic jams, or occasionally driving for rich clients like now. Suddenly, she turned to me. Oh, by the way, I'm really curious about something. Why was the manager at the Lambo dealership so nice to you? You didn't even have to flash a card. Just walked right in. Meanwhile, I couldn't even get past the door. I explained. Maybe because they saw me buying a car at the Ferrari place earlier. Xiao Yingying's jaw dropped. Wait, so you picked up this car today? Before long, we'd arrived back at Aminyanjian. Reluctantly, Xiao Yingying handed back the keys. Here's your car. Big bro, gotta say, you're actually a pretty smooth driver. Rode really comfortably. I'll come find you again next time. I gave her a sudden compliment, and she immediately flushed a little. Thanks for the recognition, big bro. One more question, though. What kind of streams do you usually watch? Pretty girls, mostly. Well, I'm technically a pretty girl streamer too, you know? So, big bro, how about throwing a little support my poor struggling stream's way? Like, maybe light up the gift display or something? I shook my head firmly. Sorry. I've got a 20-year track record of never spending a dime online. Okay. Well, can I at least come in for a glass of water? I saw right through that. She was just looking for an excuse to get inside and stream for some extra hype. Trying to mooch off me. Huh. Not afraid of walking into the lion's den? Interesting. Guess I'd have a little fun with this. Water, huh? What kind of water did you have in mind? Xiao Yingying froze on the spot. Well, things were moving fast. By movie logic, there were only 2 ways this could go from here. The moment those words landed, her chat exploded. Comments flooding in. What? The big spender is actually a freeloader? I donated $10 earlier and suddenly feel like such a sucker. If even the big spender's freeloading, why are the rest of us bothering to donate at all? Reading through the chaos in her comments, Xiao Yingying thought to herself, this guy's seriously something else. Am I really that unappealing? Won't even add me on socials? And he'd been playing it cool and flirty in the car not 5 minutes ago. Now he's a completely different person. With that, Xiao Yingying had no choice but to turn and leave. To my surprise, though, her friendliness value had actually risen to 60. I couldn't help but grin. Judging by that look she gave me, getting her out for some street food next time would be a piece of cake. Right then, Wang Zhang messaged me. Young Master Jiang, I'd love to check out Aminyanjian tonight. Experience some top-tier hotel dining. Think you could arrange it? I'm about to start college in the Magic City. Might as well get used to these high society gatherings sooner rather than later. Fair enough. I figured I might as well get some practice in too. I called over my butler, Wang Yuyan. I'm hosting a few friends tonight. Go all out. Top tier. No expense spared. It's for 5 people. Get me 2 of those croakers, the Alba white truffle, and that fantasy feast dish too. For everything else, just go with whatever's most expensive. Hearing this, Wang Yuyan looked visibly stunned. Sir, just 1 medium-sized croaker here runs about 1,000,000 yuan. Are you absolutely sure you want to? I replied calmly. Manager Wang, just go ahead and arrange it. Privately, I thought, honestly, if it weren't for the worry of looking like some flashy new money type, I'd happily order 8 or 10 of them. But ordering way too much would just make me look like some uncultured tycoon flexing for show, and that just wouldn't look good. 2.5 hours later, Wang Zhang arrived with his friends, and the moment they saw the spread, they were stunned. Young Master Zhang, this is way over the top, 2 whole croakers. I'm speechless. Chunhao's eyes went wide too. These 2 fish alone could buy a luxury car. This is insane. His date, curious, asked, are these fish really worth that much? Wang Yuyan explained with a smile. The croaker is one of the world's 4 most prized seafood delicacies. Extremely rare. Today's 2 are actually mid-sized, together with the Alba white truffle from Italy. This table comes to over 3 million in total. The woman's jaw dropped at the price. 3 million for a single meal, back home that'd buy a whole mansion. Once everyone settled in, I welcomed them warmly. Don't be shy, dig in. The meal was a blast from start to finish. Full and satisfied, Wang Zhang said, still in disbelief. Young Master Jiang, thanks so much for tonight. It's still early. Want to hit up a night market afterward for a few more drinks? I declined politely. To be honest, I already drank quite a bit with a classmate earlier today. Another time, next round we go all out. Wang Zhang agreed. All right then, I'll book a VIP booth at the club tomorrow night, and we'll really get this party going. The moment they left, Wang Yuyan walked in with the bill. Mr. Jiang, the hotel applied a special discount for you. Your actual total comes to 2,980,000. Without hesitation, I pulled out my card. Charge it. Of course, one moment. Once the payment went through, Wang Yuyan stepped out. Congratulations, host. The gourmet cashback card has been successfully activated. Total spending of 2,980,000 triggers a 10 times cashback multiplier, which then scales with the number of diners. Final cashback, 149 million yuan, deposited directly to your account. I couldn't help the smirk creeping onto my face. One dinner and I just made over 100 million. Now that was a good deal. Bored out of my mind, I scrolled through my social feed, but nothing really caught my interest, so I opened Flying Fish Live instead and searched for Sister Chow's channel. After all, a top-tier 94 out of 100 in looks wasn't someone you ran into every day. Getting to know her couldn't hurt, and who knows, maybe something interesting would come of it. When I entered her stream, Xiao Yingying was just getting set up in her room. Suddenly, that familiar system chime sounded in my head. Ding. Host's live stream account detected as embarrassingly broke. Gifting 3 million shark fin coins as compensation. I couldn't help but laugh. The system really did think of everything, handing out free money like this. The instant those 3 million coins landed, my freeloader account got instantly upgraded to a level 65 high roller. Guess I'd need a name befitting that status now. Got it, Sea Calming Pillar it is. With that, I casually dropped a comment in chat. No going out hunting for content tonight? Xiao Yingying glanced at her chat and noticed a stranger had just joined. A level 65 high roller called Sea Calming Pillar. Her eyes lit up instantly, though she quickly reined it in, forcing a calm little smile. Welcome, big bro. I've got a guild PK battle tonight, so no outdoor stuff for me. On the other side of the screen appeared a streamer in dark green pajamas. Going by Luo. Looking at her heavy filter and suspiciously smooth complexion, I couldn't resist running a quick scan with the system. Whoa! I muttered out loud. This was peak filter abuse. With the beauty filter on, she looked like a solid 90, but her real score was 69. Once again, I was completely floored by just how powerful these beauty apps had gotten. Honestly, this was basically face swap sorcery. Once the connection went through, Luo broke into a grin at the sight of Xiao Yingying, dripping with sarcasm. Oh wow, little sis Xiao, it's you. Guess I really lucked out today. First match of the night and I get matched with you. You're definitely letting me through the first round, right? Xiao Yingying was seething inside, but without any big spender backing her. She hadn't won a single PK battle since she started streaming, and the guild had given a strict ultimatum. Win at least 2 matches this month, or forfeit the full attendance bonus entirely. Without that money, next month's rent would be completely out of reach. Forcing out a couple of fake laughs, Xiao Yingying gritted her teeth and kept up appearances. What a coincidence. Running into you again. When the PK starts, maybe ask your sponsor to take it easy on me. Luo, smug, immediately turned to coo at her own big spender. Big bro, let's just go easy in the first round. Okay, save the firepower for round 2. Watching this whole forced performance, I just shook my head, ready to leave the stream. Right then, the system flashed up a notification. Helping Xiao Yingying win this PK battle will earn a 1 to 50 times gift reward multiplier. At that, a smile crossed my face. Sponsor, name your terms. I'd figured I wouldn't have much to do with this Sister Xiao going forward, but looks like I was about to become her sponsor for real. And once that happened, well, a lot of things could change. Xiao Yingying's mood had dipped a bit. Anyone out there? Big bro, anyone? Feeling bad for me yet? Maybe toss a little something my way to ease the pain? I don't even have a single backer in my fan club. Even just 1 yuan a week would get you on the leaderboard. Reading the silence in her chat, panic was setting in. She'd already prepared for the worst, quitting streaming entirely next month. After all, the whole point of streaming was to make money. And if she couldn't even hold on to that, what was the point of any of this? Feeling a little bad for her, I tossed over a few small gifts, almost as an afterthought. Xiao Yingying forced a smile. Thanks for the support, big bro. But inside, she was crushed, a level 65 high roller, and that's all he sends, just a single yuan's worth? Am I just cursed when it comes to streaming or something? She let out a defeated sigh. That's when I dropped a message in chat. Hey, I heard you've got pretty solid driving skills. How about this? I help you win this guild battle, and you become my personal driver. Xiao Yingying perked up instantly. Deal, big bro. If you help me win this, I'll do whatever you ask. Even if you told me I was a car, I'd believe it. My driving skills are seriously top tier, by the way. I replied. Deal then. Tomorrow night, I want to see what you've got. Right after I sent that, the PK timer had only a few dozen seconds left. By that point, the other side had already racked up over 300 yuan in gifts, while Xiao Yingying's side had barely cleared 20 yuan. So I went ahead and dropped 3 2,000 yuan missile gifts in one go. Xiao Yingying's voice cracked with excitement. Thank you so much, Big bro, 3 missiles. I can barely handle this. Seriously, thank you so much. Whatever performance you want, I'll make it happen. Meanwhile, on the other side, Bai Luo, who'd been confidently expecting an easy win, watched her score get suddenly overtaken, her expression flipping in an instant. She thought victory was practically guaranteed. But out of nowhere, some mystery high roller had swooped in to flip the whole match for Sister Qiao.